You're listening to DBS Radio. Good evening. Welcome to a discussion on radio. A nice segue into that conversation. And so we welcome you. It's already 12 minutes after 7. We have about an hour with beautiful ladies from the Caribbean, from the OECS. Welcome to the conversation with the contestants vying for the title of Miss OECS 2026. We are on radio, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube channel as well. We are on all the frequencies of DBS Radio, just to remind you. Guess what? We are also on television, Digicel channel 50. We have royalty in the studios of DBS this evening. Normally at this time, listeners are tuned in to Off the Field Sports, sponsored by Big Edge Financial Express. And I know that one of the main topics for tonight would be on the West Indies under-19 team going down to Australia in a crucial Super 6 match. But we are off the stage tonight, and we have royalty in the house. As I said, we are discussing the Miss OECS pageant. Tonight's format is both professional and relaxing. So it's 2 in 1. We're just going to have a conversation, not an interview really. We're going to relax. I know the girls are tired. I think they'll tell us where they were earlier, why they are tired. And you would understand as well that the journey to the throne takes a lot. So the girls have to be here, there and everywhere. The stage is set for the much anticipated event, the OECS Queen Pageant, which also has a very interesting theme this year: crowning radiance, embracing unity. Now, this theme, of course, speaks to who we are as a Caribbean people, particularly the OECS subgrouping. So the pageant in itself encapsulates OECS unity. And if I were to quote Dr. Gerald Jajac, who is Dominica's ambassador to the OECS and CARICOM, the pageant was never just a competition, but a powerful regional institution that brings together people from our member states. I agree with him because there are so many commonalities among us, commonalities that we share as OECS people. So let's begin the discussion. I think I'm talking too much now. Let's begin the discussion. As I said, we are on DBS radio frequencies. We are on the Facebook channel, YouTube channel, and on Facebook page as well, and live on DG channel 50. Welcome, ladies. Let me go to the studio. Wow, it's just bedazzling to see so much royalty in one setting, in one stage. All the ladies beautifully dressed, here on point, everything on point, and they really look lovely. So let's go to Studio 2 and welcome our ladies. You may want to say welcome to our listeners in order of your appearance on stage, like first contestant, and then we will hear a grand welcome from the reigning Miss OECS. But so let's hear from the ladies. So we'll begin with contestant number 1, as you welcome listeners and viewers to this discussion here this evening.
A pleasant good evening to the viewers and listeners. My name is Kia Kerwan, representative of Antigua and Barbuda.
Say this again, because I want to know that when I mention it as well, your name, that I have it right, I have it correct.
Yes, my name is Kia Kerwan. Okay. You have seen the face and you will remember the name.
Interesting. So that's contestant number 1. Contestant number 2, let's hear from you as well.
Good evening, Dominica. I am Davana Providence, representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
SVG in the house. Just recently, St. Vincent and the Grenadines had a very interesting elections. All right, so contestant number 3, let's hear from you as well. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ariel Boucher, representing the beautiful island of Anguilla. We're going a little north. We're 35 square miles, and I'm so thrilled to be here in Dominica. I'm contestant number 3. Don't forget it.
It's a pleasure to have you as well. Say your last name again. I just love it. It sounds Creole.
Boucher, I believe it is.
All right. So there's a French twang in it as well. So that's good. All right. Next contestant, tell us who you are.
Good evening to the listeners and viewers of DBS Radio. I am Tanisha Balson, contestant number 4 in the Miss Oecs pageant 2026. And I will be representing the Nature Isle of the Caribbean, Dominica.
Okay, as if I tell you, I was wondering when I heard Tanisha and you mentioned your name. I just remember the competition last year that you won, and all your vibes on stage and all of that. So yes, it's a pleasure to have you, Miss Dominica, as well. Welcome to Dominica. Do I say that?
You can, I mean, of course.
You have been with your sisters, and it's like you're in other parts of the OECS, because as we said from the onset, it's a regional integration as well.
Yes.
So welcome. Okay, let's hear from number 5.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Danielle Hodge, and I am from the British Virgin Islands as your contestant number 5.
The BVI. Welcome to Dominica. Who do we have here? I see a crown. I see beauty. I see poise. I see glamour. Tell me.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kiana Jaya, the reigning Miss Oecs 2025.
Kiana, when I get to that point where I have to ask you, how does it feel to give up that crown? I really want to hear what you have to say. Wow. But I look forward to this. Okay, so welcome. But we also have somebody else, royalty as well, because she took part in one of the competitions, the national competitions, the Queen Show competitions, and she did a fantastic job. This girl has poise. She walks with poise and confidence. That's what I love about her. She's just, she just knows her business, and she struts so nicely on the streets and on the stage. Who are you, my dear?
Hi, good evening. My name is Nawana Schillingford, and I am a chairperson of the Miss Oecs Pageants Committee. And just here, excited to encourage our listeners to view the show or come personally to the show on Friday. Yes, this Friday, January 30th at Carnival City from 8 p.m.
All right.
But really, I'm also excited that our listeners will get to learn about our contestants and their countries.
Okay, of course, and that's what I look forward to. And as we said, it's not an interview, like a rigorous question answer session. We're just going to have fun. We just want to know who you are, really. What led you to pageantry and things like that. Tell us a little about your island. What have you found about Dominica? Where have you visited and things like that, preparations for the event. And, that will take it to a nice discussion. So that's it for tonight. Because I know you are tired. I understood that you had fun. You'll tell us about that, what you saw. And so let's take it. Let's go back to contestant number 1 in regards to your preparation for the event. But even before the preparation, the actual preparation, did you have to win a pageant in your country to represent your country at an OECS or the OECS level? Tell us about that.
Actually, yes. I was recently crowned the Queen of Carnival 2025, and after that, I did 2 regional pageants, which was held in St. Martin, and I participated in the Miss Caribbean Culture, where I was fortunate enough to become top 5 at least. I met my fellow pageant sister Tanisha there as well. And after the Neves Caribbean Culture pageant, I then went on to the Miss Swimsuit Essence and Mind International pageant, where I emerged first runner-up. And my pageant journey has honestly not stopped since then, so I've been working diligently, tirelessly to be here today.
Tell us about yourself, though. Were you always like a bold person? Sometimes you speak with Queen contestants and they tell you when they were a little girl, they were so shy, and they were afraid to speak and everything like that. And then a few years later, they're on stage. Tell us about yourself.
Honestly speaking, I feel like as kids, we all go through that phase of putting on our mom's heels and walking around the house. And I must say, I was always bold. I'm a risk taker, and pageantry was never really at the forefront for me. I began modeling at a very young age, so being in heels and being on stage and being in the spotlight was a norm for me, even though I would still get the jitters sometimes. However, my first pageant, which was in 2016, I emerged a winner, and the drive for it, the passion for it has just been there since. And as a dancer, I've been able to showcase many talents and really self-discover Kia Kerwin.
All right, interesting. Yeah. Let's hear from your contestant number 2 in terms of your journey from a little girl to where you are now representing your country at such a big event.
For me, my journey began at Miss SVG Princess in St. Vincent. I was 12 years of age. I was awarded Miss Photogenic and third runner-up. And from then on, the pageant journey began. I did countless pageants, some of which I wouldn't come to mind at the moment. I did Miss SVG in 2016. I didn't place that year, so me being in Dominica right now, representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines, is a true honor. So I wasn't necessarily, I'm not the reigning queen, but I was selected to represent.
And you
country.
represent well, right?
Of course, definitely. I'll give it everything I got with God's grace.
That's a testament to strength of a woman. I love this. Number 3, tell us about your journey to this auspicious event where you meet other Caribbean queens specifically from the OECS, and the fact that you all are like sisters. I can see the bond already. And whilst I mentioned earlier, regional integration is at the forefront of something like this, just the sisterhood. I just love this. I've spoken to a lot of pageant contestants before, and there's always this talk about being sisters, like forming a bond, and especially if you're in another country. So speak to us about that, your journey as well, and what it means for you even at this stage.
Most definitely. So after hearing all my sisters talk about their journey, unfortunately, I have never had that pageant experience from a very young age. I'm no stranger to the stage. I was a dancer, still am a dancer. So I've been on the stage, but of course in a different capacity. So pageantry is quite fresh and quite new. My first journey began in 2023 with the Miss Anguilla pageant. I was unsuccessful and I tried again next year, where I emerged as first runner-up. Therefore, here I am. I'm representing my island, and it's something I'm very, very proud of, to be able to, put forth the caliber of performance and talent that we have on our little island. We're the most northern island of the Eastern Caribbean, and so much people, especially further south, have not heard of us. But I'm very proud to be here and to represent the island with everything that I have, to showcase our vibrancy, our spirit, and of course, being here and bonding with my sisters. I think that in and of itself is a true pleasure. It's something that I came with the expectation of having, and so far it has not disappointed. So I'm very, very happy for that, and yeah.
Okay, next
Thank
contestant, what about your journey? Did you have to make baby steps to get to where you are? Or did you at one point decide, okay, I'm going in the big competition in my country, and then here you are because you're representing your country at a different level now?
My purpose for participating in pageantry was mainly for personal development. I always tell people, or people who knew me even before being on the big stage, I wasn't a very confident person. I loved pageantry, I loved watching it, but did I see myself on that stage? No. And as the years gone by, I decided, I'm not going to let my self-doubt prevent me from doing what I always dreamt of. I took the big step in 2023 and participated in my first national pageant. That was the Miss Wop Duet pageant. I emerged the winner, and I decided to move on to the Miss Dominica pageant. I also won as well. And one of my roles as Miss Dominica is to participate in regional pageants. So my first regional pageant was Miss Caribbean Culture, where I placed second runner-up, and now here I am with the Miss OECS pageant. So it is really a big step for me. If you asked me maybe 5 years ago, did I see myself here? I don't think I would have said yes. So I'm so proud of myself to see how far I reached, knowing that I wasn't always that confident and expressive person.
Well, you're expressive and I love this. That's good. That's good. You all are. Because when you get to that stage, obviously, you have to be expressive. If you were shy before, you have to put this behind you, and be at the forefront and speak and all of that. So I really love what I'm hearing. And it's just another plus for an event like this. So let's hear the next contestant in terms of your journey as well. What got you to that stage?
Hi, everyone. In terms of what got me to that stage, that's actually a very interesting question. I wouldn't consider myself to be much of a shy child. I've always been rather extroverted. However, my pageant journey started with me running for my show as Miss PBI in 2024, because that was our 70th celebration of festival, our Emancipation Festival. And however, I came first runner up in that pageant, but however, due to us not having a Miss BVI this year, I was then coronated into my current title as Miss BVI 2025. So my pageant journey has been rather short, but I guess I can share the sentiments of my pageant sisters, where I've been involved in pageantry behind the scenes for many, many years. Prior to getting on stage, I've been working with the Miss BVI committee from since about 2021, and I've seen a large showcase of girls. I've even partially been on a few chaperoning teams. My niece also ran for Prince and Princess way back in the gap in 2017. So I've been exposed to pageantry for quite some time. I grew a very great appreciation for it, and I wanted to throw my hat in the ring to see how I could put my spin on it, what that experience would feel like personally, and here I am today.
And we welcome you so much. Thank you. Wow, the reigning Miss OECS. What is it for you? A relaxing moment, or I don't know? Explain. Because you're gonna give up this crown very soon, on Friday, in fact. Today's Wednesday already. What do you feel at this time, especially as it gets closer to that moment? You're not being crowned, but you're giving up the crown. You'll always be remembered, of course, as a Miss OECS, but tell us.
Honestly, before the girls came in, I wasn't ready. I always tell people that. I'm not sure why, but it just felt like my little world is coming to an end, But having interacted with the girls and having spoken to them more, we can be rest assured that the title will be in good hands for the next year. Honestly, my journey has been wonderful with the assistance of OECS Pearl and with everyone who invited me during my reign. I really did enjoy it, and I wouldn't do it any other way, honestly.
Interesting. Micheline Ford, you were a former Queen contestant yourself. You now are very much involved in pageantry in your island, and that's good that you kept up with this legacy. Tell us about that journey for the girls. Tell us about the organizing committee and preparation for an event like this, because I'm thinking there was a time when there was a lull as far as the OECS Queen pageant is concerned, but now it's back on. Mm-hmm. So tell us about preparations for an event like this.
So there was really a lull from about 1998 or thereabout, 1999. I stand corrected, okay, audience? So, And we sought to revive the show in about 2022 because we found that, regional pageants don't just play a part in competitions. The ambassador is right, and I'm talking about Ambassador Jacques to the CARICOM and OECS. This really is an example of the free movement, initiative that the OECS has. This is an example of integration. This is an example of creating young leaders, empowering women. So while some people may see it as pageantry, really, and competitions as, something that we do maybe during carnival time or festival time, it's really an avenue to forge the next ambassadors, the next OECS ambassadors, the next leaders of our countries, the next activists, the environmental activists, the next business persons, So as a committee, we see this initiative as that. Apart from seeing the pageant as this type of initiative, we really see when our partners come on to collaborate with us, and we see how their businesses get a marketing and deeper reach throughout the OECS when they partner with us, because of course our show is endorsed by the OECS Commission. Thank you so much for all of the work that they have done, as well as our partners, and I'll give a listing later. Thank you so much to our sponsors, but we see it as a way to encourage business, to grow leaders, to have some business activity within our country, not just within the OECS, where we want to market not just the show but our sponsors, their products, and so on. And so this is our drive in the Miss OECS pageant committee, and we do this with such young, intelligent, beautiful ambassadors across the OECS that it is something we don't want to stop. We see its importance past, the glitz and glamour.
It's interesting. Let us look at the theme though this year. Very interesting theme, if I can say so myself. And crowning radiance, embracing unity. So let me go back to the contestants for this auspicious event. What does that theme tell you when you look at the theme? Of course, we talk about regional integration. But whereas your country is concerned, how deep does this theme go? If you were to look at what's happening in the BVI, what's happening in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and when you look at what binds us as a people, what does this theme really, mean to you? Any one of you can start. If we don't want to take it from contestant number 1, and every time like this, any one of you can start, and we'll move on.
Okay. Well, I guess I can go first.
Okay, go ahead.
This film, to me, I must say, I've learned so much from these young girls. Just participating in the pageant, I've learned so much about their countries, things that I may not have necessarily knew beforehand. And that's why pageantry is important. People just look at it as a beauty pageant. You're coming on stage to do a talent, dressing an evening wear and a swimwear, and that's it. But there's so much more to it. You get an opportunity to showcase your cultural pride, what your country is about, not even cultural pride only, but social issues that affect your country and also us in the Caribbean. We can use these platforms to spread awareness or advocate for different things, what is close to us. For example, my platform is holistic development for the arts. And luckily, I got to know that there are other creatives like me doing this pageant, and it just shows that we can use our voices to allow us to be unified, to work together, because having a strong voice, one strong voice, is better than having several small ones. So that's what this theme means to me.
Okay, already same. Okay, and maybe we can even piggyback on what Ms. Balson said, particularly where as it relates to showcasing cultural pride. So anyone can take it now in terms of answering this question.
If I can add my 2 cents to highlight the part about crowning radiance, I think it's a very nice theme to have, because at the end of the day, all of us are our own individual persons, and the great thing about pageantry is that once that spot is secured, we all would be able to put our own spin, our personalities, on what it's like to wear that crown and shine our light, which I feel what I took away from the embracing radiance part of it, our light and our spin on what this title may mean to us in our different capacities. And to add my 2 cents to what Tanisha said, yes, definitely the platform to share each other's cultures, to highlight, because once we do get up on that stage, we are showcasing ourselves, our country, so that the greater audience can develop an appreciation for what we do, who we are as Caribbean people, and see that we're not so different after all. We're actually just the same people, just through different motions of life.
So at the same time, we are crowning radiance, we're embracing unity. Who wants to take up this now? In reference to what you see from this theme, what you understand from this theme, what you yourself will portray because of this theme.
I'll take it from here. I think, of course, what my sisters said are very relevant, and just to piggyback off of them, of course, there's a cultural aspect, but most importantly as well, there's the unity aspect. We're all separated just by geography, but just like Miss BVI said, we are all the same. We all have similar stories, and I think that's really the essence of pageants like this, commissions such as the OECS and organizations as these, to really bring together that togetherness in challenges and resources and whatever it may be, so that we're not all trying to fight or take pieces of the litter, but instead we're working together for a similar goal. Also, Anguilla is an associate member, so it's not a full protocol member of the OECS, and so I think it's a really, really opportune moment to be able to display, even though we may not have that full membership within the OECS, to also have a platform to showcase what it is we have to offer within the region, through our ocean spaces, through the challenges, and of course the beauty that we also have here. So I think the theme is very rich. It's very nuanced. There are many layers to it. I don't think we can digest it all, in one interview. But of course, this is where I would encourage the listening and the viewing audience to really come out and see what myself and my sisters have to show, have to say. And this is where the unifying moment of the OECS really comes in.
I love this. And I'm just thinking, as you're saying this as well, the movers and shakers who crafted this OECS integration and all of that, for them to hear you now as the young ladies and to realize what women have done, to show the strength of women, empowering regional integration. I mean, that's just fabulous. Next answer, next contestant.
I would just like to say that unity among member states is very important, because with unity it gives us the opportunity to boost economic trade among member states. And the influence from the outside world would come in and want to invest into culture and tourism, because they see the strong unity within the OECS.
Interesting. Wow, I tell you, we have so much. And reading Miss OECS, of course I know your name, Kiana Dyer, but I just love the title. I mean, to say this is like a proud Dominican, just echoing this over and over and over again. But in terms of the regional integration process, even when you were a contestant back then a year ago, you two were thinking of things like this in terms of, unifying us as a people.
Well, yes, and for the theme, our theme is crowning radiance and embracing unity. As a pageant girlie, or in the perspective of a pageant mind, when I hear crowning radiance, I think of crowning empowerment. And give me a moment to explain, as I get just a tad bit excited about it. Because pageantry is a platform to empower young people, to empower women specifically, not only within the pageantry sector, not only within the creative sectors that you may be within, like these contestants, but also to allow young women to become holistic individuals. As you know, empowerment is not just within sectors or just within what we like or within our communities. Empowerment happens every day, every second, every minute. And the radiance aspect of it really shines brightly on the talents and the intelligence that we have coming within our contestants. The unity just basically wraps it up. As we know, the Caribbean is a melting pot, like a famous saying that we have. And when we embrace that unity, we are no longer separated, which is one of the objectives of the OECS, that we are considered one big happy family, one big unity, one big economy. And our theme this year is very fitting, because this is what the OECS pageant does. It crowns the shining stars, if we can say, whilst embracing regional integration and having one central platform where we can go and study, research, and bring forth the different cultures of the different islands.
Thank you. If you're just tuning in, if you're just viewing as well, we are having a conversation with the ladies representing the various countries in the OECS. So the OECS Queen Show is on Friday. We also have one of the organizers here with us. We have quite a few chaperones as well. So apart from royalty in terms of the contestants, we have royalty again, in the backstage, ensuring that everything is going. And that's what I like, this sisterhood. This pageant offers you an opportunity to have a chaperone, someone who would be like a mother to you in many instances, in many cases. I would so many stories would tell you to fix this, and all of that. But let's get to the fun part of it. You came to Dominica. How has it been so far? And tell us if it's your first time coming to Dominica. what in terms of the research probably you would have done, prior to your arrival here about Dominica. Let's talk about Dominica, your arrival here. What have you done so far? Why are you tired today? Bring that in as well. So any one of you can start as well.
This is my first time in Dominica. I do have family.
You're saying
here.
this, just give your name again so everyone can get it clear.
Oh, sorry, apologies. My name is Kier Kerwan, representative of Antigua and Barbuda, and this is my first time in Dominica, and thus far I'm loving it. I'm loving the people, and a saying that we say in Antigua, when you go to the beach, you come back home and you're sleepy. We say the beach knock you out. So you go to sleep immediately, you're resting. And Dominica today, we visited the Trafalgar Falls, and it did just that for me today. I had a lot of fun, but it felt like a moment of me saying, "What? The beach knocked me out." But the people here are lovely. On my way from the airport, I felt like I was at home, in another home. And so they didn't just tell me, welcome to Dominica. History was shared about the Kalinago people. Just a lot to, really take in and go back and say, oh, this was my mark. This was me understanding more about where I'm deeply rooted, even though I'm not from Dominica. And I really appreciate that.
Tell us about the music and the food. I cannot leave this out. Did you get a taste of our music, at least the bouillon music? Tell us about our food as well.
The food, oh my. Enticing. I mean, my taste buds have been, it's been, I can't even express. But the food has been really amazing. I can't lie. The food has been really amazing. But Dominica is really sweet. Yes.
Okay. Did you dance to any type of music was here? Have you danced already?
We went to the Realm. Was it the Realm?
Okay.
I wasn't really dancing, but I did a little 1-2 step,
Okay, of course, you're gonna come to our island and not dance. We are rich in cultural heritage, and our music is just on point.
Oh yes,
to
indeed.
quote a term of the younger people, so yes, our music is on point. We want to share with us as well your experience here so far.
This is Daniel Hodge of the British Virgin Islands. This is too my first time in Dominica, and I want to start off by saying we do have a lot of Dominicans in the BVI, so I've heard very great things. And VI people, we love bouillon music, bad. So that's what we've been listening to for the whole summer, transitioning into this year. Coming to Dominica, I will say that your people are very hospitable. Everyone has been so nice and so lovely since I've arrived, and everyone is so prideful of their culture. I feel like every single person we talk to, every time you turn around, there's someone dropping some historic fact, some facts about the country. So to say that we leave here not knowing anything about Dominica would just not be the truth. We did go to the Trafalgar Falls today. It was a nice hike. We even took a dip in the Sulphur Springs, so that's what's really having us tired and knocked out. And we don't have those things in the BVI, and I could say that I'm a little jealous.
and it's therapeutic as well, especially the
very
Sulphur
therapeutic.
Springs.
The muscles are real relaxed.
All right. Who again share with us your experience so far in Dominica?
This is Davana Providence from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I would say that Dominica reminds me of home. There's a lot of hills, lot of mountains. It's just so green, and it just reminds me of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Also, not forgetting the black sand beaches, and getting to, I only soaked my feet in the hot springs today. And just doing that alone also had me tired and feeling really relaxed. It is my first time in Dominica, and with this short experience so far, I know for sure I'll be back.
Okay, all right. We look forward to you coming back. Okay, who again want to share with us the experience thus far?
This is Miss Anguilla Ariel Boucher. So coming into Dominica, we arrived on Saturday, but I turned to my chaperone and I immediately said, "Where are we landing?" Because I looked out the plane and I saw nothing but greenery. I did not see a runway, and I was immediately worried. But once we landed, I was completely astonished. In Anguilla, we're a flat island, limestone. We don't have mountains. We only have high hills, and the highest hill isn't even that high. But at the same time, I was completely in awe of the greenery, how lush everything is. Driving from the airport to our hotel, it was getting dark, but of course I was still able to take in a lot of the nature and the greenery and the winding roads, things that I've never really encountered in my years in Anguilla. So that, of course, in and of itself really already started off on a very positive note. Moreover, the food, Anguilla is the culinary capital of the region. I must say that, guys. But of course, of course, I must say that Dominica definitely gave us a run for the money with a lot of the food, the delicacies, from the breadfruit to the saltfish acras to some of these really rich things, the provisions that we know the Nature Isle to really be known for. So of course that again is something that was really enjoyable. Like my lady said, we went to the Trafalgar Falls. That was very therapeutic as well. It was really good to not only just see the nature, but to actually be immersed in it. It's a complete different experience. The air is fresh, the muscles are relaxed. We're ready for show night. And I'm telling you, you're going to get a show.
Okay, I love this. I love this. Miss Dominica, of course, I won't ask you the same question, but this is what you experienced with the girls thus far, though, with the ladies thus far.
The experience has been amazing. I'm happy to host you guys here, and I am more than happy that you guys enjoyed it, that you love our food. I can clearly see that you love our music, especially Miss BDI. But yes, I've had fun so far, and we have created a sisterhood bond, and I am really appreciative for that.
Okay, all right. Michelin Ford, one of the organizers. Let me just come back to you, though. The show is on Friday. Give us the basic information again about the show, the start time. We would also want the various rounds. What can people expect on that big night?
Sure, no problem. So apart from their visit to Trafalgar Falls today, they also visited the geothermal power plant project. And so really their day was filled, but we smile. And before we broke into all of the, pleasantries, I was about to say, Ivona, are we in Parliament? Because these ladies are serious on the radio, But, taking it again to showing them our integration or unity or culture, when they landed, their orientations also, they are learning about Dominica, but we too are learning about their cultures. They had to bring, memorabilia and something and talk to us about their culture. So that's where the unity and integration comes from. And that's why maybe they're so tired today. They visited, an OECS supported project. And on the night of January 30th, the show will start at 8 p.m. And we will be crowning the Caribbean's, the OECS Radiant Queen. Because we'll be celebrating and embracing our unity across the OECS. But I want to tell our patrons a little surprise. We have door prizes, Ivona, for the night of the pageant. So it's not only these young ladies who will win. Our audience also has a chance to be treated like royalty. Our VIP ticket holders will have a chance to win one night stay for two at the lovely and tranquil Villa Coptor, as well as our regular or standing ticket holders will have a chance to win a lunch for two at the Ocean Oasis Hotel. Terms and conditions apply, but we want to treat you like royalty as well. So come down to Carnival City, Windsor Park Sports Stadium this Friday from 8 p.m. We start on time, sharp, and we're going to clock it for 2026 and choose the next Miss OECS.
Ladies, what round are you really looking forward to? I know you have various rounds. Is it the talent round for some, the swimwear round, the question and answer segments? What round are you really looking forward to? And what round you would say, boy?
I would say I'm looking forward. This is Miss Antigua, Kia Kerwin. I am definitely looking forward to all of the segments. I think each one brings out something in me that is either hidden, and it brings me a challenge that I do accept. And so for me, it's always knowing what I'm going out there to do and ensuring that I remember my technique. I'm either, just really appreciating the work that I've put in to showcase it to you guys. And so all the segments, I must say.
Okay, all the segments. Interesting.
The
That's a good
Van
way
of
to
Providence, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
SVG.
I am looking forward to every aspect of the night of the show. I cannot wait to show Dominica and the rest of the region what I have in store for you and what I have to offer. Okay, I cannot wait. It's going to be an explosion of culture, right? And I want you to just come with an open mind and expect the unexpected.
Come with an open mind. And
Yes.
expect the unexpected. Okay. So SVG, a lot of people will be looking out for you.
Very much so.
Right.
I'm representing.
And
Okay.
contestant number 2, she'll have the show on fire.
This is Miss Anguilla, Ariel Boucher. For me, I am really looking forward to all segments of the pageant, including leading up to the pageant. For me, I'm very intentional about everything that I do in life. And of course, pageantry is no different. And so when I say I'm looking forward to all segments, it's really an opportunity for me to put forth all of the discipline, all of the hard work, the restless nights, the emotional moments, put that all out there on the stage, leave it on Dominica's stage, and fly home with the crown. But yes, it's really a moment for me to be intentional about everything, just like I am generally. And that's really, that's what I have to offer. And of course, always putting my best foot forward is a motto. It's a very dear motto to my heart, and I feel like I really thrive in doing that in life, and of course pageantry. So yes.
Thank you. The contestants are saying they want all rounds, and they are looking forward towards all the rounds. So since they're not listing any, let me let the audience know what the show will be like on Friday. So the first we'll open with the National Spectacular, where in between or during the pageant, we'll be playing the country promotional videos that will tell us about their lovely islands. We'll move on to question and answer, talent, swimwear, evening wear, and then, we'll crown the next Miss Oecs.
Wow.
So the girls are looking forward to doing all of this, it seems.
Who wants to give it a shot? This same question a shot?
I can go ahead since I'm
Yeah.
the next person.
Okay, go ahead.
So all the girls are saying for real that they're looking forward to all the rounds, and while I do feel the same, I must say I look forward to the talent round because it gives me an opportunity to showcase my platform, which is holistic development through the arts. This platform I carried on from the Miss Dominica pageant, so I will be using the talent round as an opportunity to showcase that.
Interesting. Yes, go ahead.
Danielle Hodge of the BVI. I think I have 2 rounds I'm actually looking forward to. I am looking forward to the National Spectacular Wear, and reason for that is I just love to see everyone's creative ideas of what their country looks like to them and what they want it to look like to us. So, and I love the whole craftsmanship that comes behind putting those costumes together. So I'm looking forward, well, I'll see them backstage. I won't see them how you guys will see them. But I'm looking forward to seeing what my pageant sisters have to show you guys on Friday. And the next talent, I just gave it away what I want to see. The next segment I'm looking forward to is talent. And the reason for that is when we go on stage and we do the talent segment, persons don't realize that that is a piece of us that we are sharing with them. And I am looking forward to see what the piece of these girls that they want to share with you guys so that you can remember them going forward. So those have to be my 2 segments that I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Okay, all right. Miss Oecs, I remember I had a discussion with the girls last year, and a question like this. We had a question like this. You remember what you said? What round you were looking forward to the most?
Yeah, I believe it was question and answer.
Question and answer.
Yes,
I remember what
it comes
round
back
I
to
was
mind now,
not
yes.
looking forward to, for sure.
Question and answer.
Which was definitely shocking to the audience. I definitely was not looking forward to talent. I remember that clearly. But I think
can you remember the question? Can you remember the question you asked?
that I got.
Yes, if not exactly how it was phrased,
Honestly,
but what did it
Ivona-
focus on? You can't recall?
Honestly, Ivona,
That was long
when
ago.
I hear question answer for ACS, I remember 50-50 zoning out was on the stage in order to answer my question. So no, I don't think I can recollect what my question was.
Okay, no
But
problem.
it really was on OECS
Yeah,
integration.
integration. Yeah,
That's
somewhere along
had
those
to
lines.
surround
Yes.
something, yes,
Yes.
to that effect. And no, I see you all have various platforms. Very interesting. Let us look at the platform though. And whilst you're looking at the platform, also speak to young ladies who are not sure. Some of them want to enter into a pageant, want to enter a competition, but they are not sure. There are so many negativities, these days, obviously, with social media and all of that. So you hear about body shaming, and so many other things. Some young women are very shy still, and they haven't taken that opportunity to come out from that shyness and move forward. So speak to young ladies as well, but also focus on your platform, what your platform means.
Okay. Should I go first?
Anyone can go first. You take the mic, you go ahead, and then we just go around the table.
Okay. So my platform, as I said earlier, is holistic development for the arts. I chose this platform because I have seen what the creative arts has done for me. If you remember, I mentioned earlier, I'm not an expressive person in terms of public speaking. I didn't like to be the center of attention and so on. However, creative arts allowed me to express myself in a different way. I love the dancing. That's where I found myself. So on stage, seeing me dancing, I'm a totally different person. And it just provided so many opportunities for me. Networking with people, expressing myself, helping increase my confidence and these things. So I see it fit to show others what creative arts can do for me and what it can do for you. And in terms of pageantry, many people are discouraged, and I can understand why. When you're putting yourself out there, when you become a public figure, all eyes are on you. You're going to have to be the best person that you can be. You're going to receive public criticism, and going into pageantry, you're going to need to have a very strong mind. A lot of people say they go into it to increase their confidence, but before entering pageantry, you must have some sort of confidence in you before you put yourself out there, because anytime those negative comments come, it's going to break you down. You're going to feel like you don't want to do this anymore. You're going to feel pressured. It's a lot. And I must say pageantry is hard. So you're going to need to come into it with a strong mind. And I tell young people, if you're doing pageantry for a first time, you want to do it for a first time, you can join maybe a few youth groups, maybe your church choir, do something to help you be in that public space. Maybe join a drama group where you can help with your public speaking. All these things to help your country and your community be more aware of you, and all this will help. So that's my little take on it.
All right, I love this, because from the get-go, you are telling young ladies that if they feel fearful about anything, they can release their inhibitions and move forward with purpose. I love this.
And really, we have on the committee, we have a chief chaperone, and we say chief chaperone as an official title, but she's really a mother to all. Miss Coffee is a registered nurse, but I think she's, everybody's shoulder to lean on and cry on during this process. And, the committee ensures that we have someone like that, because we do understand the pressures of a pageant. Like we say, it's not just glitz and glam. We're really, on ambassador time. Really, you have to get up at a certain time, you have certain meetings to meet, you have certain things to do, you have practices. Sometimes their day starts at 7 a.m. and it maybe ends at 12 p.m.
Or
that
maybe starts earlier than that.
maybe it starts earlier than that. So
Yeah.
very proud of them, and very mindful that they are confident and holistic young ladies.
Yeah, definitely. Who wants to take a give your take on the question I just asked in
I'll
terms
go.
of.
I'll go right
Mhm,
ahead.
Go ahead.
This is Miss Anguilla, Ariel Boucher. So, of course, I want to first acknowledge and recognize what Tanisha said, because I think that's really the elephant in the room. When it comes to pageantry, a lot of persons, a lot of young ladies don't have the confidence to really take that bold step. And it's, of course, affecting participation numbers throughout the region. Moreover, from my platform, which is empowering creatives and culture bearers, this really comes, well, it takes a different spin on pageantry and, of course, economic activity as a whole. For me, I consider myself to be a creative at heart, and I see this as an opportunity. I see pageantry as an opportunity to really be able to advocate and share the sentiments of creatives. You know, growing up traditionally in households, we're never told that being a videographer is a lucrative means of income. You know, being a web designer or something of this sort, it's always a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher, these things, you know. So I really think that as a region, this is really our opportunity to begin changing the narrative of creatives. And my platform is really here to encourage and empower OECS heads, the powers that be, to let them know that this is a very, very game-changing opportunity for our region, especially due to all of the externalities that are out there that we have no control over. You know, the annual hurricane season, of course, geopolitical conflicts that are out there. This is our opportunity to really strengthen the creative economy within our orange economy, moreover, within the region, so that people can not only understand that these are lucrative means of making a living, but also feel empowered enough to be able to bring these talents home, keep them home, and then export them overseas, and, you know, make our region, our countries competitive on a global stage. I think that's really the conversation that we need to be having, given everything that's really going on out there.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, next contestant who wants to take a shot at this question.
Danielle Hodge of the BVI here. Firstly, I want to start off by saying my platform is a little untraditional. So seeing that I come from the BVI and our two economic pillars are financial services and tourism, my platform is promoting financial literacy to our youth. I just want to establish that financial services and financial literacy is not the same thing. The reason for me choosing this platform was, I remember when I was growing up as a child, I was in high school, and you would hear all these adults around you saying stuff like, oh, you need to start saving and you need to start investing, because the way how the economy is moving, by the time you're my age, you're going to have to work 3 times as hard to be able to retire comfortably and stuff of that sort. And then it really dawned on me that a lot of people don't have conversations with money in their household because that makes them very uncomfortable. So the whole purpose of my platform would be to bridge that gap, to start having those conversations with children at an earlier age, to give them that level of awareness and that information so that they can now start making informed decisions by the time they reach my age. I'm 25 years old. I believe parents should start opening bank accounts for their children early on in life. You never know what turn their life is going to take, but the best thing you can do is try to prepare them for whatever that may look like. And so far, I haven't really, sorry. I've only taken on my title in July, August, and the latter part of last year was in preparations for this show and, you know, making my grand debut. But when I do get back to Tortola after Miss OECS, I would love to be taking the time to actually start executing my platform, reaching out to the different financial institutions so that we can start bridging that gap to provide our youth with a better opportunity to be better than we were. To piggyback on what my pageant sisters were saying as it pertains to the atmosphere around pageantry requires a different level of vulnerability that nobody ever realizes until it's finally your time in the seat. You put yourself on display for people to criticize, and a lot of us, many of us, our shoulders aren't broad enough to take that level of criticism. And I wish people would be able to have a greater appreciation for the girls who do get up and go in these positions, because it takes a lot to get there. It takes a lot to even stay there. And even after your legacy has lived on, it takes a lot to do that as well, little as people may think. And being able to be a part of pageants such as Miss OECS, where you give these girls these opportunities to be able to share themselves, share their platforms, and work in collaboration with these organizations. It's such a great overall experience, a great opportunity, and I wish that we'd be able to have be able to capitalize on stuff like that to have prosperous outcomes.
If you all were not tired, I would say we would stay on for 2 hours. I just love this exchange. I just love this because so much is coming out of this, not just the pageant itself. My goodness.
Social issues.
We have
OECS
arrived,
issues,
as
regional
women.
issues. Oh my goodness.
Well, not only now we have arrived, we have been there for a while. They need to see us more. I love this.
Listen,
I love this.
These young women are inspiring me this evening.
Yeah,
You know?
I like this.
Yes.
Okay, everybody answered this particular question? Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Devana, Providence, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Quickly, I would just like to say, I don't necessarily have a platform, but as a model designer and pageant coach, what I involve myself in back home, I mainly deal with kids ages 8 to 12. So for mainly the princess pageants, and I usually teach my girls about the life of pageantry, especially when it comes to the negative, because as someone who has always been passionate about pageantry from a little girl growing up, I have been so emotional countless times, and I've seen it in the kids, and I just want to be that person to help them to understand that if this is your dream, this is the way in which you can push through it. These are the do's and don'ts, and if this is what you want to do, it's your passion, you have to encourage them, because I want to be that person to, help the future pageant girls and just continue to be that inspiration.
Interesting.
I know everyone pretty much said everything surrounding pageantry and what it means. I just love to add that in everything that we do, even though we have different platforms, we are uncomfortable until we're comfortable in anything that we do. And I believe that even though aiming for perfection is the goal, it should never be a situation where they think that perfection is the only thing that they should strive for. Rather, if we are able to collaborate as OECS member states to strengthen, how should I put it, just really strengthen our capabilities of expanding pageantry on the regional stage, international stage, because me as a circus performer wanting to advocate for the performing arts, I see where we lack spaces, and so as a pageant enthusiast, I really make it my aim to ensure that I'm doing my goal with intent and purpose, and not just doing it for the glitz and the glam and the show, that there's intent behind it, and persons or women hoping to be a part of pageantry can look at a queen and say, oh, she inspired me to do this in life through the arts, through whatever your platform is. And it's really important, again, that we do things with intention and with purpose.
I love the idea about the performing arts aspect of it, because the creative industry, as we know, is one of the main drivers, of OECS integration. The creative sector contributes immensely to our development as a people in the OECS, and the fact that you are so much involved in this, and you want to see young girls get involved in this speaks volumes, about who we are as a people, and the fact that we want to pass on the knowledge gained to others. So I really want to, stamp my approval on this, on all of you. In terms of the question, as I said, I wish we had 2 hours. Yes. I know you all said you were tired, but I just love this.
And Ivana, they really have a full day tomorrow.
So we're gonna end.
But it really was a pleasure to hear from these young ladies. Even as a committee member, sometimes you talk to them about the schedule, what they have to do next, and so you don't get the chance all the time to delve into their intelligence and really just eye-opening, surprising. I'm getting goosebumps. I am excited for Friday.
That's a great bunch. And I'm not just saying this. I've done a lot of interviews with Queen pageants. But the questions and the way they answered it.
Oh my!
I just love this.
I told you Parliament that was
conversational.
happening.
That's what so you don't have to think that because it's question and answer segment, you have to get like butterflies or anything
No,
like that.
I
If you
think-
just go with that flow of conversational style.
Listen, our
and say-
judges will have
Yes.
really,
Yeah, I love
troublesome
this.
time
Yeah.
to pick the winner of Q&A
Okay.
on Friday.
Let me just ask one last question before we end. Just about an hour now. I think we started about quarter after.
Yes,
After,
yes,
so
yes.
just about an hour now. One last question before we end. Tell us about your chaperone. Tell us about this whole chaperoning thing. The fact that there's someone for you, someone maybe you know very well, that will take care of things for you to ensure that when you get on stage, you are ready to go. And when you answer that question as well, because we're ending soon, just you could just tell us about how prepared you are for the show, and then we'll end. So it's not a long process again for us here, but these questions are very pertinent. So I want to hear how we treat this as well.
Davana, Providence, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. For me, a chaperone is very important, and when selecting a chaperone, it should always be someone who is an all-rounder, because in pageantry anything can happen, right? You don't want to be backstage Friday night and something tears and your chaperone don't have a needle and a thread and is able to, stitch it back up quickly, right? That's first. My chaperone is Lucille Joseph from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. She did Miss SVG in 2000, a former Miss Technical College. She owns a mass band in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, so she's a band leader. So she knows how to bend wires, she knows how to sew, she knows how to she knows how to model. She has been a lover of the arts her entire life, and she is one of my inspirations from a little girl in pageantry, and that is what I am trying to do with the kids I train as well back home.
Wow, this is deep. This is deep. And you are very passionate about what you do back home, eh?
Yes.
Training the young people.
Training the young people.
Well, you never miss that.
That might be a future committee
Yes.
member for a pageant.
That's
you never
good.
know,
That's
you know.
so good.
I'll take a stab at it. Yes, so of course, as Davana said, chaperones are really the superheroes behind it all. I have the privilege of having two chaperones. One is who is actually making their way down tomorrow for the show. But here with me, and who has always been with me, is my lead chaperone, Michaela Cunningham, who is a former Miss Anguilla herself, 2018. And so she's no stranger to the national stage nor the regional stage. And of course, I'm more than privileged to, be under her tutelage, to be walking amongst her, alongside her, to be known by her. She's really one of that. I think chaperones are pivotal also because they should really encourage you to bring out that authenticity of who you are. It's not what they want to see, but it's really about unlocking that you that's inside. And I think, of course, her knowledge and her reading of people, she's able to tell me things that I don't even see about myself yet. And that's really pushing me forward. My second chaperone, Yurdi Fleming, he is my designer on deck, and so he's going to be here to ensure that, of course, the dresses are slayed and the threads are tucked and everything is all sorted. So yeah, I really cannot do this. I think this is chaperones are make or break, and so you have to always choose carefully, because they should always be that insulation between the outside noise and what you as a contestant really focuses on. And so I'm very privileged to have two in my corner. They have conversations among themselves that I don't even want to be a part of because, of course, my head needs to be in the game. But of course, I'm very privileged to have them both and to really be guided and walking this stage with them by my side.
I tell you, we have arrived there, women.
Yeah, we really
you know the answer questions.
Oh my goodness.
I tell you.
Listen, I think that night we'll leave them to host it.
Wow.
They will be the contestants and we'll still leave them to host it. I think they will do a swimming job. Really, to Ivona, I think they're giving away a little pageant secret. Once a pageant girl, always a pageant girl.
Okay. Let's hear the response from another. Miss Dominica, you want to take a shot now at it?
Yes, sure. Chaperones are for sure very important. I believe when choosing your chaperone, you should be comfortable with that person. That person should understand your likes and dislikes. Because oftentimes you hear contestants saying like, I didn't want to wear that now, or I don't even like that now. My chaperone that told me to put it on, or they. So you have to ensure that the person that you're choosing knows what you're comfortable with, knows what you like, know what you dislike. Also, that person should prioritize you. They should always be there for you. Everywhere you go, your chaperone should be there. And I think that's very, very important. They should also be someone who motivates you, someone who you can look up to. They're almost supposed to be like a mother or father to you, basically. Yes. So that really is important. I actually have 2 chaperones. They are Paloma Mack and Odessa Eli David, who is a former Miss Dominica. And I must say, they have been the pillar. I have anxiety issues, especially on the night of the show. And without them being there, chaos. I think chaos too. Because, yes, my anxiety on the night of the show, above the roof. But with them being there, I'm able to try to stay calm even when they see that I may be getting a little bit frustrated. They give me words of motivation, help me stay on track, and always, uplift my spirits. So that's really important when choosing a chaperone.
So, and what Miss Balson saying is right. As a committee, apart from having, a chief chaperone for all of the young ladies, sometimes even the chaperones too, need a shoulder to cry on. We also always have medics backstage, ensuring that the health of our young ladies are checked and they are, cleared to go on stage, both mentally and physically.
Yeah, and that's important.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to answer the question I asked?
First and foremost, Miss Antigua Kia Kerwin, I must say that no one man stands alone, and as the motto of my dance academy goes, in unity there is strength, and I am definitely a firm believer of the way Miss Balson said that chaperone is necessary to be there, to be that safe space for you when your head is in the game and you're probably feeling overwhelmed, because we're talking about being away from our families and going to these regional pageants. You're not comfortable, or you're stepping outside of something that you would prefer to have your family member dear to you. So that's why it's very important, as she mentioned, to let them understand you, understand your vision also, so that they can better execute as a team instead of one.
Right, interesting.
If I can add my 2 cents, Daniel Haj BBI here. Ms. Balson made a very good point, because your chaperone basically does end up becoming a second parent to you, because they know you in ways that you don't even know yourself. And chaperones, yes, you should have a chaperone that knows your likes and your dislikes, but you also should have a chaperone that's willing to push you, because most times we do limit ourselves. And your chaperone has that third eye where they can see where you can go, your possibilities, but they have to kind of guide you in that way to get there. My chaperone, Johannes Smith, he's done a plethora of pageants. If I had to list how much pageants he's done, we'd be here till tomorrow. I know he's currently still the Mr. Caribbean. Not sure which year it is, but I don't think he's handed it over to a successor since. And I've known him for a number of years. We've been great friends, and I don't think he's a dad to me yet because we're the same age. But having him in my corner has always been a great experience. He's very creative. He's very hands-on. As Devonna said, your chaperone has to be very versatile, very pivotal, because when things get crazy backstage, your chaperone needs to be able to be level-headed so that you can stay level-headed. And overall, chaperones is what makes the pageant world go around.
Miss Dyer, you went up for Princess Show, right? I think you won it title.
Miss Teen 2019.
Okay, I thought you had won Princess Show. Okay, Miss Teen, Miss Dominica, Miss Oecs, others I cannot remember. Obviously, you needed a chaperone. Tell us about the importance of a chaperone.
Well, unlike the girls, my chaperone actually was my sister. I was fortunate enough to have 2 chaperones for the Miss Dominica pageant, Miss Lisana Dyer and Miss Cassandra Duhas. But I was even more fortunate to have what I call a momager, because pageantry makes you be in tune with yourself. You understand yourself, you understand things that you like, things that you don't like. You understand what it is to be overwhelmed and have to suck it up. But if you have the proper support system to go through that journey, then if I do say so myself, you'll be successful. My chaperones over the years, I think I can list them. My first ever chaperone for the Miss Teen 2019 pageant was Miss Leandra Landa and Team CHS. My next chaperone for my original pageant, Miss Caribbean Hint Smith, was Miss Charlene White Christian, who supports me up to a day like 2 minutes ago
Ladies,
when she
something
tried to
else.
call me and I had to end the call. And moving along nicely, my Miss Dominica Chaperone as stated, Miss Lisana Dyer and Miss Cassandra Dewars, along with my Kiana Council. I also want to mention support of Miss Anna Maria John, who has served on a majority of my teams along my full thread of pageant journeys. Chaperones are basically family. I always tell people, if you have a chaperone and you don't bond with that chaperone around your journey, that was not a chaperone at all. That is who you spend most of your time with. That is who you will cry on. That is who you will scream out of frustration. That is who will know you inside out. That is who you may share your secrets with, because that chaperone will have to cover you with their wings at any point in time for any criticism that may come your way. And I feel many girls feel like pageantry, when you get to experience, you can do it on your own. But I beg to differ. Highly beg to differ, because without a chaperone, for me, I cannot function. I cannot function without my chaperone. And people may say I'm spoiled, but my chaperone is my backbone, is my rock, and that is who will fix me up. That is who will keep me in gear, and that is who will have the crown shining bright throughout my journey.
All right, interesting. Like a mother hen that covers her brood. A chaperone. So that's it. But we're going to get close remarks from all of you. And that's it. As I said, we could have stayed on for longer. But I'm quite satisfied with the answers that you gave. You know, I really feel relieved, and I feel confident that we have a group of young ladies that will really blaze the stage, not just in talent, but in the way that they converse, they answer the questions. So that's very good. So let's get closing remarks now. We can begin now with contestant number 1. Closing remarks as we end this discussion.
Good evening once again to everyone that is viewing and listening. My name is Kia Kerwin, proud representative of the beautiful Twin Island Nation, Antigua and Barbuda, and I am encouraging all of you to come on out on Friday evening at 8 p.m. sharp to witness myself and the beautiful delegates in this year's Miss OECS pageant, Crowning Radiance, Embracing Unity.
Yeah. Number 2.
Savannah Providence, representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines in this year's Miss OECS pageant, encouraging you to come out on Friday to support not only me but my fellow contestants. It's going to definitely be an explosion of culture and unity.
All right, interesting. Next one, number 3.
Hi, once again, this is Ariel Boucher of Anguilla. Of course, using this opportunity to extend an invitation to the people of Dominica and region-wide to come out on Friday to witness radiance and poise across the stage. It's going to be a great celebration of unity, togetherness, and of course sisterhood, of course. Also want to extend thanks to the viewing and listening audience, of course, as well as my supporters back in Anguilla. My mom and my family are flying in today, so I know that they're very happy to be here, and I really appreciate that support. But hi to everyone back home.
Okay.
Good night, everyone. I am Tanisha Balson, representing the Nature Isle of the Caribbean, Dominica. And I would like to invite each and every one of you to come support me and my fellow contestants at the Miss OECS Pageant 2026. If you were not sure if you were going to attend after this interview, I'm sure that you have made up your mind. So we can't wait to see you, and I know for sure we're definitely going to put on a good show.
And then the MC will say, Contestant number 5.
Good night, everyone. Once again, contestant number 5, Daniel Hodge from the British Virgin Islands. I'm inviting everyone to come out. Me and my pageant sisters, we've worked so hard to be here with you in Dominica. It's a show you definitely don't want to miss. And make sure to be there at 8 p.m. sharp, standard time, not island time.
Right. And Kiana Dyer, of course, you'll be doing a very important service, maybe a sad one too. But as we end, what are your closing remarks?
My closing remarks, I just want to make mention of my sponsor, or the one who has carried me throughout my journey of Miss Oecs 2025, which is the Oecs Pearl Dominica. I'm truly grateful for having them along my side through the starting of my journey and throughout the year of my reign and now closing. I want to say Pearl and the Pearl team of Dominica and the Oecs, thank you so much for standing by me. Thank you so much for helping me to enjoy my journey, to really push my platform, to push our platform as I am brand ambassador. And now I invite the public to come see the lovely 5 contestants at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium Friday 30th. You can get your tickets at Bullseye. It's $50 for standing, $80 for sitting, and the VIP experience is $120. You will witness integration, you will witness culture, you will witness intelligence. So, see you 8 p.m. sharp, like we say, Raymond Lawrence time.
All right, so let's hear from Micheline Ford. Micheline Ford, it's really a pleasure to have you here as
Thank
well.
you so much, Evan. It was a pleasure
It's
to
not
be
your first
here.
time at DBS,
No,
obviously.
it is
And
not.
if I could just bring up quickly just a sad moment, because your brother was the chief technician at DBS Radio. And
So
after
I would visit
doing
him sometimes.
yeoman service at DBS and for the nation when Hurricane Maria struck, just after that, Kurt Matthew, very young, passed. And I don't want to bring this up. I hope it doesn't bring some tears, but I had to say this because we are not in the Kurt Matthew studio, but it's really a pleasure to have you on. Your
Thank
closing
you so
remarks,
much. Thank
and
you
just
so
invite people again, girl.
Of course. Thank you so much, Ivona, for having us here on DBS, the nation's station. Thank you to our listeners and everyone on the media. Apart from getting your tickets at Bullseye, you can get them at Shop DM Store. And really want to thank our supporters, our sponsors, Sunrise Airways, National Bank of Dominica, Discover Dominica Authority and Dominica Festivals Commission, Big Edge Financial, Rapid Response Recovery, Grippers Construction, Flow Dominica, the Oecs Commission, Oecs Pearl Dominica, Fine Foods Inc., Aid Bank, Bullseye, the Division of Culture, and Island Stage Entertainment. Without you, we could not have a show this Friday, January 30th, 8 p.m. sharp, not island time, at Carnival City. See you there.
You still have the screen thing in you. Even if you see, even if you did not win a title in a particular, pageant, what the lessons learned will always, stay with you. And how you enunciate, how you articulate, how you speak. So that's very good. That's very good. So what do I say as we end, though? But let me just thank all of you. It was really a pleasure doing this. What can I say to you as well as an advice? Just step forward with confidence, with pride, with purpose, Show them who is a phenomenal woman. We come from a long line of royalty, a long line of kings and queens, so we go way back. Wear your crown with pride as well. The world is your oyster. Just take advantage of all the opportunities that are there now. These days, women are seen and heard. Yes. Always remember that. Yes. When I was a little girl, I used to hear that women should be seen and not heard. No way. We have put that behind us. We are heard. We have to be heard as well. And so we have arrived. We are breaking barriers. Continue to shine for your country. Continue to speak well of your country. Continue as well to realize the importance of regional integration. These are the things that bind us together as a people. There are so many commonalities that we share. Your role is big as well as a woman. What you can do to help young ladies who are shy, as we said earlier, who are afraid to speak out. Help them in that regard. The creative sector is in good hands because this contestant, she speaks about it like every question she answers, and I'm very, very happy for that. So all of you, all the best. Of course, there will be one winner on that night, but let that not deter you. Go forward with confidence and with purpose. Thank you so much. I enjoyed the discussion.
Thank you.
All right, so that's where we come to the end of this discussion this evening, and we are happy, very happy for all who tuned in to radio, on television as well, on social media, on Facebook, on the YouTube channel. We are very happy for this, and the show again is on Friday,
January 30th, 8 p.m., Carnival City, the Miss Oecs 2026 pageant. See you there.
All right, and so we come to an end, and look at the time, 8:30. We did well. I really enjoyed this discussion with you all.
Really good.
So all the best to you ladies.
See you next year.
Yes. See you next year. Take care.
Take care.
Okay, we'll be following DBS Radio. The Oecs pageant, of course, as we said, it's on Friday. Here's a beautiful song. Kind of queenly. That's Enya again, but maybe we can take the original one, the one we played at the start of the show. Let's see if we can get it. If not, we'll have to just, that's it.